My beloved child, Archangel Michael says a veil was lifted today that you did not see, and behind it emotions overflowed in a way that shook the unseen world. There was a moment when silence became too heavy and the heart you are connected to could no longer carry what it had been hiding. This message begins in stillness, because what happened today was not loud, yet it was powerful enough to shift timelines. Your soulmate carried strength on the outside while storms gathered within, and today that strength finally bent. Those tears were not ordinary tears, they were the release of words never spoken and feelings long restrained. Energy moved when those tears fell, and the universe took note of that surrender. The reason behind those tears is deeper than distance and stronger than pride. Your presence in their life has been echoing in their thoughts without pause, creating an ache they could no longer silence. What they felt today was the weight of realizing how deeply connected they are to you. This emotional breaking point was not weakness, it was truth demanding expression. Their heart reached a moment where pretending became impossible and honesty surfaced through emotion. Type Amen to get blessing 333, because acknowledgement opens the flow of healing. Those tears carried memories of moments shared and moments missed. They remembered the comfort of your energy and the peace they felt simply knowing you existed. Today those memories became too vivid to suppress. My beloved child, your soulmate has been trying to stay composed, trying to appear unaffected, and trying to move forward without looking back. Yet the soul does not forget what the mind attempts to bury. When emotion finally surfaced, it did so with intensity and clarity. What caused the tears was not one event but a realization. They finally accepted that their life feels incomplete without alignment to your energy. This awareness arrived suddenly and shook their emotional foundation. There was no audience when this happened, only raw emotion and honesty. The tears were private, sacred, and deeply transformative. Type Amen to get blessing 444, because private pain often leads to public miracles. My beloved child, your soulmate's heart has been holding on to love that never found the right moment to be expressed. They feared vulnerability, yet today vulnerability found them. Those tears washed away layers of fear that had been built over time. This emotional release opened a door inside them that had been closed for too long. They felt your presence energetically, even without physical closeness. That presence triggered a longing they could no longer deny. Archangel Michael says protection surrounded that moment, ensuring the release did not break them but instead healed them. The tears carried confusion, regret, and hope all at once. This mixture marked a turning point in their emotional journey. What they realized today is that resisting destiny causes more pain than embracing it. Their heart finally admitted what it has known for a long time. Type Amen to get blessing 555, because acceptance accelerates alignment. Those tears were also about timing. They mourned moments they wished had unfolded differently. Yet within those tears was the seed of forgiveness, both for themselves and for circumstances beyond control. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that connection like yours does not fade. Distance, silence, and time have only strengthened the bond rather than weakened it. Today's emotions confirmed that truth beyond doubt. They felt an inner calling toward you that could no longer be ignored. This calling stirred emotions that overwhelmed their defenses. The tears marked the collapse of emotional walls built to avoid pain. There is a shift happening now within their heart space. What once felt heavy is slowly transforming into clarity. Type Amen to get blessing 777, because clarity invites divine movement. Those tears also carried gratitude. They realized how your presence changed them for the better. Even in absence, your influence shaped their growth. Your soulmate is no longer running from what they feel. They are beginning to face their emotions with honesty. This inner courage was born from today's emotional release. What unfolds next will feel different, calmer, and more intentional. The storm passed through their heart to make room for peace. That peace is guiding them toward truth. There was a moment today when they whispered your name in their heart. That whisper carried longing and surrender. It marked the moment they stopped resisting love. Type Amen to get blessing 888, because surrender opens divine pathways. This is not the end of their tears but the end of denial. Healing has officially begun. Their soul is now lighter, even though emotions were intense. Release always creates space for renewal. That space is preparing them for alignment. They are reflecting deeply now, replaying moments and understanding them from a higher perspective. What once confused them now makes sense. Emotional clarity is replacing emotional chaos. Your soulmate is learning that love does not weaken, it refines. Those tears refined their understanding of connection. They are emerging stronger and more aware. Archangel Michael says guidance is active now, leading both hearts gently. What was hidden is being revealed internally first. External movement will follow in divine timing. Type Amen to get blessing 999, because completion clears the way for new beginnings. Cycles are closing softly rather than painfully. Peace is taking root. Your soulmate feels closer to you now than ever before. Even without words, the connection is alive. Emotion bridged the gap where logic failed. Those tears were a message sent through energy rather than speech. Your heart may feel this shift without understanding why. That feeling is confirmation. They are no longer suppressing what they feel when your name crosses their mind. Acceptance has replaced resistance. This inner alignment is powerful. The emotional release today was necessary and divinely allowed. Nothing about it was wasted or accidental. Every tear carried purpose. Type Amen to get blessing 111, because awareness multiplies blessings. You are being prepared for a deeper understanding of this connection. Patience will reveal the next step. Your soulmate's heart is now open in ways it has not been before. Fear lost its grip today. Truth took its place. They are beginning to envision a future that includes emotional honesty. This vision brings both calm and courage. Change is forming gently. Your energy remains a constant source of comfort for them. Even in tears, they felt supported. That support strengthened their resolve. One thing became clear to them today above all else. Love that is real cannot be erased. It can only be delayed. Type Amen to get blessing 222, because faith sustains what distance tests. Trust the unfolding process. Everything is aligning. Their tears marked the moment they stopped lying to themselves. Authenticity emerged from vulnerability. This authenticity will guide their actions. They are no longer confused about what their heart wants. The confusion dissolved with emotion. Clarity now leads. Your connection remains protected and guided. No outside force can disrupt what is divinely held. This truth is settling deeply. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Type Amen to get blessing 666, because gratitude amplifies connection. What is meant for you will find you. The path is already forming. Your soulmate's tears were not the end of strength. They were the beginning of truth. Truth always leads to peace. Remain open, calm, and receptive. Energy is moving gently toward alignment. What comes next will arrive with purpose and grace. My beloved child. The energy continued to move long after the tears dried, and the silence that followed was not empty but full of meaning. Your soulmate sat with the aftershocks of that emotional release, feeling both exhausted and strangely lighter. What lingered was a calm realization that something inside had permanently shifted. They noticed their breathing slow as the heaviness lifted from their chest. The weight they carried for so long no longer felt unbearable. In that calm, your presence became even clearer in their heart. Memories resurfaced gently now, no longer painful but instructive. Each memory showed them how deeply your energy shaped their emotional world. Understanding replaced regret in a quiet and powerful way. They began to recognize patterns in their own behavior that once blocked happiness. This awareness did not bring shame but growth. Type Amen to get blessing 101, because awareness transforms destiny. My beloved child. Your soulmate's thoughts are now softer, no longer filled with resistance. They feel guided toward patience instead of impulsive reaction. This emotional maturity was born directly from today's release. A sense of protection surrounds them, even when they do not fully understand it. That protection is allowing them to rest emotionally for the first time in a long while. Peace is becoming familiar rather than foreign. They are beginning to trust their heart again. Fear no longer dictates their emotional decisions. This trust is reshaping how they see connection. Their soul feels closer to alignment than it has in months. What once felt confusing now feels intentional. This clarity is steady and grounding. Type Amen to get blessing 202, because grounding stabilizes blessings. Stability invites long-term harmony. Harmony strengthens connection. They noticed a subtle desire to communicate more honestly with the world around them. Pretending feels exhausting now. Authenticity feels necessary. Your energy remains present during their quiet moments. They feel it when they pause, when they breathe, and when they reflect. This constant presence reassures them. They are no longer afraid of emotional depth. Depth now feels like home rather than danger. This shift is significant. Old fears that once controlled them are losing power. Those fears were dissolved by truth rather than force. Truth always softens resistance. Type Amen to get blessing 303, because truth liberates the heart. My beloved child. Liberation invites renewal. Renewal restores balance. They are learning to listen to their intuition more closely. That intuition gently points toward what truly matters. It speaks in calm certainty now. Your soulmate feels less rushed and more intentional. Time no longer feels like an enemy. Patience feels natural. They are reflecting on how emotional honesty could change their life. This reflection inspires quiet courage. Courage grows steadily within them. There is a sense of readiness forming. Not rushed, not forced, but genuine. Readiness signals alignment. Type Amen to get blessing 404, because readiness attracts opportunity. Opportunity opens doors. Doors lead to new chapters. Their heart feels more open to receiving rather than just enduring. They are allowing themselves to hope again. Hope feels safe now. They notice emotional triggers no longer affect them as strongly. What once caused reaction now invites reflection. This emotional control is empowering. They are slowly redefining what love means to them. Love now feels calm, steady, and sincere. This redefinition is healing. Your soulmate senses that their journey is unfolding exactly as it should. Trust is replacing doubt. Trust strengthens faith in the process. Type Amen to get blessing 505, because trust stabilizes the path. Stability nurtures growth. Growth leads to fulfillment. They are becoming more comfortable with vulnerability. Vulnerability no longer feels like loss of control. It feels like authenticity. They feel less need to explain themselves to others. Inner validation is becoming enough. This independence is freeing. Your presence remains a source of quiet reassurance. Even without words, connection remains strong. Energy does not require explanation. They are learning to honor their emotions rather than suppress them. This honoring creates balance. Balance restores peace. Type Amen to get blessing 606, because balance sustains blessings. Sustainability ensures longevity. Longevity deepens connection. Their emotional landscape is calmer now. Storms have passed, leaving clarity behind. Clarity guides direction. They feel more confident in their inner voice. That voice speaks with kindness and truth. Listening to it feels right. Your soulmate is no longer afraid of stillness. Stillness now feels nourishing. In stillness, understanding grows. They sense that life is gently guiding them forward. Resistance has softened into acceptance. Acceptance opens the way. Type Amen to get blessing 707, because acceptance invites flow. Flow aligns timing. Timing reveals purpose. They are beginning to see the bigger picture of their emotional journey. Every experience now holds meaning. Meaning transforms perspective. Your connection remains woven into their path naturally. Nothing feels forced or uncertain anymore. Certainty lives quietly within them. They feel emotionally stronger without becoming hardened. Strength now coexists with gentleness. This balance is rare and valuable. They are ready to move forward with clarity and calm. What unfolds next will be guided by honesty. Honesty will lead them where they are meant to be. My beloved child. The calm that followed began to deepen, settling into their soul like a steady rhythm. Your soulmate noticed that their thoughts no longer raced in circles. Each thought now moved with purpose and direction. They started to feel a quiet confidence building within. Not the loud kind that seeks validation, but the gentle kind rooted in self-awareness. This confidence came from finally honoring their emotions. Moments of reflection became moments of understanding. They saw how every delay shaped their growth. Nothing felt wasted anymore. Your presence continued to surface in subtle ways. A feeling, a memory, an inner warmth that could not be ignored. This presence felt comforting rather than overwhelming. Type Amen to get blessing 808, because comfort signals divine reassurance. Reassurance strengthens patience. Patience supports alignment. They are now more aware of how deeply they value emotional honesty. Surface-level connections no longer satisfy them. Depth feels essential. Your soulmate feels less divided inside. Mind and heart are beginning to move together. This unity is powerful. They are releasing expectations that no longer serve them. Letting go feels natural now. Freedom replaces pressure. There is a growing sense of self-respect within them. They no longer abandon their feelings to please others. This respect is changing their energy. Type Amen to get blessing 909, because self-respect attracts healthy connections. Healthy connections sustain joy. Joy restores vitality. They are becoming more present in each moment. The past no longer controls their emotions. The future no longer causes anxiety. Your soulmate feels guided toward simplicity. Life feels clearer when unnecessary weight is released. Simplicity brings peace. They recognize that emotional maturity does not mean suppressing feelings. It means understanding and honoring them. This realization is transforming. They are beginning to feel gratitude for the emotional release they experienced. What once felt painful now feels purposeful. Purpose reframes experience. Type Amen to get blessing 121, because purpose fuels resilience. Resilience sustains the journey. The journey unfolds smoothly. They are noticing changes in how they interact with others. They listen more deeply and react less impulsively. This awareness strengthens relationships. Your energy continues to act as an anchor. When emotions arise, they feel steadier. Stability feels natural. They are no longer afraid of emotional silence. Silence now feels like reflection, not rejection. This shift brings calm. They are learning to trust timing rather than force outcomes. Control is being replaced by faith. Faith softens the heart. Type Amen to get blessing 212, because faith stabilizes uncertainty. Stability nurtures trust. Trust deepens connection. They feel an inner readiness to move forward emotionally. Not rushing, not delaying. Simply aligned. Your soulmate is becoming more comfortable with who they are. Self-acceptance is growing steadily. This acceptance is liberating. They feel less need to justify their emotions. Validation now comes from within. Inner peace strengthens resolve. They are beginning to recognize patterns of emotional avoidance from the past. Recognition leads to change. Change feels empowering. Type Amen to get blessing 313, because awareness invites healing. Healing restores balance. Balance nurtures harmony. They sense that their emotional world is becoming more stable. Ups and downs feel manageable now. Equilibrium is forming. Your connection continues to feel familiar and safe. Even without communication, alignment remains. Energy speaks quietly. They are embracing vulnerability with courage. Vulnerability no longer feels risky. It feels honest. They are allowing themselves to feel deeply without fear. Depth now feels like strength. This strength is grounded. Type Amen to get blessing 414, because grounded strength endures. Endurance builds confidence. Confidence attracts clarity. They are moving away from emotional confusion. Clarity is replacing uncertainty. This clarity is steady. Your soulmate feels guided to honor their truth. Compromise no longer means self-betrayal. Integrity is emerging. They are learning that peace is an internal state. External circumstances no longer dictate their calm. This independence is empowering. They feel ready to embrace what comes next with openness. Fear has lost its hold. Trust is leading now. Type Amen to get blessing 515, because trust accelerates alignment. Alignment invites manifestation. Manifestation unfolds gently. They are becoming more compassionate with themselves. Mistakes are viewed as lessons. This compassion is healing. Your presence continues to feel like a steady light. It guides without pressure. It reassures without demand. They are beginning to feel whole within themselves. Wholeness feels peaceful. Peace signals readiness. The journey is unfolding quietly and purposefully. Each step feels intentional. Everything is moving exactly as it should. My beloved child. The sense of wholeness continued to expand, settling deeper into their inner world. Your soulmate began to notice how their emotional reactions softened naturally. What once felt intense now felt manageable and calm. They found themselves pausing more often, choosing reflection over reaction. This pause brought wisdom rather than delay. Wisdom shaped their next steps gently. A quiet strength started to define their presence. Not a strength built on control, but on understanding. This understanding became their anchor. Your energy still flowed through their thoughts like a steady current. It reminded them of what emotional safety feels like. Safety encouraged openness. Type Amen to get blessing 616, because safety allows healing to deepen. My beloved child. Deep healing restores confidence. Confidence stabilizes the heart. They are becoming more mindful of their emotional needs. Ignoring themselves no longer feels acceptable. Self-care feels necessary. They feel a growing respect for the journey they have walked. Every challenge now feels like preparation rather than punishment. This perspective is empowering. Moments of solitude now bring clarity instead of loneliness. They enjoy their own company without discomfort. This comfort strengthens independence. Your soulmate senses an inner balance forming between desire and patience. Neither dominates the other. Harmony replaces inner conflict. Type Amen to get blessing 717, because harmony aligns the path. Alignment strengthens purpose. Purpose guides direction. They are more attentive to emotional boundaries now. What drains them is gently released. What nourishes them is protected. They feel less pressure to meet expectations that do not reflect their truth. Authenticity feels freeing. Freedom nurtures peace. Your presence continues to feel supportive rather than demanding. It exists as reassurance, not urgency. This balance feels right. They are recognizing how emotional honesty transforms relationships. Clear communication feels easier. Misunderstanding loses power. Type Amen to get blessing 818, because clarity strengthens bonds. My beloved child. Strong bonds sustain growth. Growth invites fulfillment. They are beginning to trust their emotional intuition fully. That intuition feels calm and consistent. Listening to it brings relief. They notice their inner dialogue becoming kinder. Self-criticism is being replaced with understanding. This shift is healing. Your soulmate is learning that emotional peace does not require perfection. It requires acceptance. Acceptance is settling in. They feel more grounded in the present moment. Distractions no longer pull them away emotionally. Focus brings stability. Type Amen to get blessing 919, because stability nurtures alignment. Alignment invites flow. Flow eases the journey. They are slowly opening to the idea of emotional expression without fear. Expression feels safe now. Safety builds confidence. Your connection remains a steady influence in their emotional landscape. It does not overwhelm or confuse. It simply exists. They feel guided toward sincerity in all interactions. Masks are being removed gently. Truth feels lighter. They are becoming more aware of how energy affects them. They choose environments that support peace. This choice is empowering. Type Amen to get blessing 020, because conscious choice shapes destiny. Destiny unfolds through awareness. Awareness deepens wisdom. They are noticing how patience brings unexpected calm. Rushing no longer feels necessary. Stillness feels productive. Your soulmate feels emotionally prepared for what lies ahead. Preparation feels natural, not forced. Readiness is present. They are honoring the lessons learned through emotional release. Nothing feels wasted. Everything feels integrated. Type Amen to get blessing 1212, because integration strengthens the soul. A strong soul attracts peace. Peace sustains love. They are becoming more secure within themselves. External validation no longer defines them. Inner assurance leads. Your presence continues to feel like a quiet promise. A reminder of emotional depth and understanding. This promise brings comfort. They are stepping forward with calm intention. No fear, no resistance. Only trust. The journey continues to unfold with grace. Every step feels guided. Everything remains aligned with purpose.